What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is part 3 of the number 1 fucking source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off The Script. Thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday mornings with me. It's Hell in a Cell tonight, guys. Hell in a Cell. Brock Lesnar goes one-on-one with The Undertaker in their final match ever. We're going to be discussing it. Make sure you tune in to my channel for the full analysis, the full review, and the complete breakdown of Hell in a Cell, like I always do after every pay-per-view, right here on my channel. So make sure you tune in as soon as the show goes off the air. It should be uploaded tonight around midnight, but just letting you guys know that. So when you tune into YouTube tonight and you see me, you know I'll be breaking down Hell in a Cell, alright? If you guys want updates on everything I do here, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook, follow JD all over social media. I don't got to get into that. You guys know the deal with that. And if you're new to the channel, hit that fucking subscribe button, man. Never mind hit it. I want you to fucking tombstone that subscribe button, because this is the best fucking place for WWE right here on YouTube.com. Now, let's get into the news, guys. Let's get into the news. We're going to start off with SmackDown. While plans have been set in stone, the Wrestling Observer is reporting there is a lot of discussion between WWE and the USA Network regarding the possibility of SmackDown going live in 2016. WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler had mentioned at a recent New York Comic-Con that SmackDown could be going live once it was on the WWE Network. The USA Network and WWE have also been discussing the possibility of SmackDown moving to Tuesday nights and going live. One of the ideas being tossed back and forth is making the first USA Network airing of SmackDown to be a live special. If the USA Network is doubling down on WWE for 2016 and beyond, having WWE on Monday and Tuesday night is a great 1-2 punch for WWE and for the USA Network. SmackDown has been shot on Tuesdays and aired on Thursdays for several years. WWE taking SmackDown live shouldn't be that complicated. The only concern would be increased travel costs for the talent. An 8 o'clock time slot on Tuesdays of SmackDown is a position for the show to shine, and it makes the most financial sense for WWE from a business standpoint. Clearly, WWE has plans to bring SmackDown out of the show that it has been for years. This is a fresh start, or could be a fresh start, and a live WWE Network presentation of SmackDown is an excellent way to bring it back to prime time. I absolutely love this idea. I never watch SmackDown, being that it's on Thursday nights. I never watch SmackDown for the simple reason that it's taped. You know, I don't see SmackDown giving me anything different when compared to Monday Night Raw. If there was a 1-2 punch on Mondays and Tuesdays of Raw and SmackDown, both live, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Because a live atmosphere for WWE is what we all enjoy the most. The unpredictability, there's no spoilers, the increased travel costs, yeah. Obviously that's going to be an issue with WWE. But changes, we've all been saying, changes need to be made. You know, SmackDown should not be taped. This is not the Monday Night Raw where Raw was battling Nitro and they were putting out taped shows and fucking Eric Bischoff was giving away spoilers live on Nitro that Mick Foley was going to win the fucking WWF title from The Rock. This is not fucking, you know, the late 90s, alright? This is 2015. We need to have a live show of SmackDown. SmackDown has been struggling. SmackDown is so bland. It needs a complete overhaul, just like Monday Night Raw needs a complete overhaul, man. There's got to be differences between the two shows. If you watch Raw and then you watch SmackDown, there's no difference in anything. There's no difference in the booking. There's no difference in the storylines. There's no difference in the fucking set. The only difference is the fucking announce team, and they go from worst to worst. I don't get it. So SmackDown moving to Tuesdays, possibly going live on the USA Network. This is something that needs to happen. I might even be interested to watch SmackDown each and every Tuesday. I might even be interested in giving you guys a fucking review at the end of the show. Because I don't watch SmackDown, like I said. And the reason why I don't watch SmackDown is because it's bland, it's boring, there's no difference from Monday Night Raw. If you watch Monday Night Raw, you're going to get the same thing on SmackDown, and vice versa. And it's a tape show. The spoilers are already leaked after Tuesday. So I would love if this happened. This is the change that WWE needs to make happen to make SmackDown special again. And I hope they go along with this plan for 2016 and making SmackDown again an excellent way to give us fans the WWE that we've come to know and love of fucking years past, and make it shine again in that primetime slot. SmackDown going live in 2016 on Tuesdays. I will definitely let you guys know what I hear about that, if I hear any more news stories or rumors regarding SmackDown in 2016. That's a great way, and I can't wait to see that happen. Luke Harper. Luke Harper was noticeably missing from Raw this week, and there is some speculation to explain his absence. Instead, Eric Rowan made his quick return to the Wyatt family. Rowan appeared with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt during the promo segment with Roman Reigns, but Rowan would also wrestle in the main event with his Wyatt family members, going against Dean Ambrose, Reigns, and WWE Champion Seth Rollins. Over at WrestleZone.com, they've reported that there is speculation that Harper wasn't on Raw due to being punished for the Luke Harper fan club post that Jericho uploaded and then deleted when there were complaints of the photo breaking kayfabe. WrestleZone's Justin LaBar reported that Harper is not being punished for this picture. Apparently Harper was absent from Raw due to personal reasons, which probably explains why Rowan was brought back to WWE television last night. The only thing I see wrong with this, and the only thing I have a problem with, is the fact that they brought Eric Rowan back with nothing behind it. They made Eric Rowan come back as if it wasn't a big deal. And they treated Eric Rowan as if he's the fucking outcast or the scapegoat of the Wyatt family. Yeah, we'll just put Eric Rowan back in there. Luke Harper's not going to be here for whatever reason. Nobody will fucking notice. I honestly didn't even notice fucking Eric Rowan until he was standing on the ring apron being tagged into the fucking match. And I was like, what the fuck? When did he come back? The announcers didn't even make mention of Eric Rowan being back. You know? So I don't get why it was treated as such a nonchalant happening. Nobody fucking cared, and they wasted it. They just wasted it. These are opportunities where you can bring back something and make the Wyatt family seem important, like they're gaining another member. They just gained another member with Luke Harper being absent. Eric Rowan is back. That makes them stronger. Nobody made mention of that. Nobody made mention of anything about Eric Rowan being back. Nobody fucking cared. It was just treated as just a throwaway segment. Yeah, Rowan's back. He's in the ring. He's standing behind Bray Wyatt in the promo with Roman Reigns. Whatever. It's a whatever situation. And that's how WWE treated it. And that's how it comes off. This should have been seen as a bigger deal. At least make Eric Rowan look somewhat important to the Wyatt family. They just made him seem like a fucking waste. As far as Luke Harper goes, this whole picture, I seen it with Chris Jericho, and there was Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns in there, and some of the New Day and the fucking Los Matadores unmasked. Listen, it was guys within the WWE fucking having fun after a tour of Mexico. You're gonna blame them for having fun? These are guys that work together each and every fucking day, every week, every month, 300 plus days a year. They want to have some fucking fun. All right. And if you go to WWE's social media and, they bring up the fucking photo breaking kayfabe. If you go to I'm following both Stephanie and Triple H on Twitter. If you go to their Twitter page, they both clearly say, I'm playing a bad guy on TV. Giving you the impression that whatever they do is not real. Whatever they do is not who they are. What sense does that make for punishing anybody for wearing a Luke Harper fan club t-shirt after a fucking tour of Mexico? And these guys want to just be laid back and fun. Does WWE really expect, Bray Wyatt to fucking be carrying a lantern through the fucking airport as he fucking gets on a flight to go to the next city? Does the WWE expect Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper to be fucking all evil and have smoke following them wherever they go? Oh my God, I'm the fucking bringer of fear, the eater of worlds. Fuck out of here, man. These are normal human beings. Now, I understand, Bray Wyatt and fucking Roman Reigns, they're going back and forth on whatever they're talking about on Monday Night Raw, and Roman Reigns came out on Monday trying to make fucking a promo happen where he said, this is serious, this is real life, yada, 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 and this whole feud with Bray Wyatt. Now, they're going to conclude this feud inside Hell in a Cell. Now, I understand the logic of it on WWE's end, that, Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns are fucking threatening each other, and they're getting ready to go inside a Hell in a Cell, and then this picture leaked, and they're fucking standing next to each other, fucking flexing their muscles and smiling. There's no animosity between them whatsoever in this picture. But, like I said, you go to Triple H's page and Stephanie McMahon's page, they play bad guys on TV. So if WWE wants to throw this in anybody's face, they got to look at their own social media accounts and realize that they're doing the same thing, but it's not really highlighted. They're just going to punish the guys because that's what they do. Luke Harper fan club. I seen the picture before Jericho took it down. It was all over the internet. There was nothing wrong with the picture. It was just guys who are in the WWE, who work with each other, who are buddy-buddy outside. They're just enjoying each other's company and having a good time after a tour of Mexico. That's it. That's all it was. So WWE punishing Luke Harper. Thank God that's a rumor. LeBar actually reported that Luke Harper was being taken off Raw, or wasn't on Raw, because he had a personal reason not to be there. Maybe it's a family issue, something along the lines. I don't know, something along the lines of that. I don't know, but it's due to personal reasons. He's not punished. There's no reason to punish anybody over a fucking picture. But Rowan was not on Monday Night Raw due to personal reasons. All right, I hope you guys understand my logic. I kind of understand where WWE's coming from if they don't like that kind of thing getting out there, but they got to look themselves in the mirror at the end of the day. They're doing the same shit on their social media accounts as all these guys were doing in that photo. And Chris Jericho took it down, and he's a fucking veteran. You'd think he would know better about posting something like that, on Instagram or Twitter. He's old school, bro. Chris Jericho is old school. You'd think he would have a fucking right brain or right sense of mind to not put that picture up there because of what it could lead to. But he eventually ended up taking it down because I'm assuming WWE asked him to take it down. But whatever the case is, Luke Harper not being punished. He was not on Raw for personal reasons. And finally, guys, before the mailbag, I don't have a lot of news this week. We are always talking about WWE's inability to create new stars. We're always talking about WWE not putting on the show that they should be putting on Monday nights. Now, the Wrestling Observer is saying here that they get emails all the time, and the main question asked from fans about WWE and how they book their shows and how most of their stars are not portrayed as big stars because of the 50-50 booking. One person in WWE described WWE's booking and the inability to make new stars. This person said, what is backfiring is the fact the company, its owners and executives now feel they have to answer for their decisions. Some people did not like this guy A. Some people did not like that this guy won, and then feel the need to explain their own creative process. It's a defensive posture that permeates even the booking, which is why it's always 50-50, unless someone has the clout to avoid being in the 50-50 club. But the booking itself becomes defensive. Don't offend anyone's fan base. Don't alienate anyone. Please, everyone, at all times, and make either apologies offered or excuses given if the audience presents even the slightest backlash. It leads to no commitment to a decision, and therefore long-term, long-lasting money situations become harder and harder to manufacture. So if you ever wondered why nobody stands out on WWE television, and why you'll see one guy win a match on Raw and then lose to the same guy on SmackDown and vice versa, then there's your answer. Vince McMahon has the final say on everything, and nothing will get fixed until he realizes that a major overhaul is needed. 50-50 booking has to go. Jim Ross has been saying it for fucking months. You're not going to create new stars with even Steven booking. You're not going to create new stars with 50-50 booking. I'm not going to believe a guy, for example, if Kevin Owens beats fucking Ryback on Monday Night Raw, and then SmackDown, they have a fucking rematch, and Ryback gets the win over Kevin Owens. There's no momentum being built. You can't get behind a guy because it's flip-flopping back and forth. You can't do it. The 50-50 booking, I don't know where they got this idea. These executives, the fucking people who own stock in the company, you own stock in the company. You're putting your money because you believe, you're putting your money on something because you believe in the WWE. That doesn't give you right to make decisions. Executives and owners and fucking all these other people higher up in the company who don't even know how to spell the word wrestling. Never mind know who's in the ring. These people need to step back and literally fuck off. Alright? Let the creative people book the fucking shows. Let Triple H and Stephanie McMahon and the fucking 40 writers you got there do their fucking job. You're gonna listen to fucking executives and owners and stockholders who know nothing about the product. They don't know of a Dolph Ziggler. They don't know of a Kevin Owens. They don't know of a Neville, a Barrett, a Sheamus, a Rusev. They don't know anything about the product. Meanwhile, you're going to believe these people over the people who work within the company, who know the product, who know the guys in and out of the ring, who know what type of television they need to put on each and every fucking week. You're not going to listen to those guys, but you're going to listen to the fucking people who push pens and fucking, don't even watch the show. Bullshit. 50-50 booking needs to end. I hate it. It was never like that back in the day. You're not going to develop any momentum. You're not going to get anybody over. You're not going to get the crowd behind everybody. This is why you got stale reactions. You got fucking bullshit shows. You got shows that are uninteresting and unimportant, and there's nothing important happening on these shows. There's no storyline being built because of the 50-50 booking. So if you're in the 50-50 club, you're fucking finished, man. You're going nowhere. Your momentum is pretty much flatlined. That's what WWE does each and every fucking week. One week you got Roman Reigns beating Big Show. Next week you got him losing to Kane. Not going to work. You're not going to get Roman Reigns over. You're not going to get Roman Reigns over, period, because the fans don't want to see Roman Reigns as a face, but you guys get my idea. All right, the 50-50 booking has got to go. You're not going to build any new stars, and if you wondered why WWE television has been the way it has been, there's your answer, thanks to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, all right? That's all the news I got, guys. We're going to get right into the mailbag. I'm going to answer your questions via Twitter if you use the hashtag OTS88. If you guys want to get on in the next mailbag, you can use the hashtag OTS89 and start giving me your questions and submitting your questions for next week's show. Make sure they're intelligent. One question per tweet. That's it. I'm not going to answer multiple questions from the same person. Make sure they're intelligent. I don't want to hear anything about NyQuil. I don't want to hear anything about Big Show or Kane, because you know what the fucking answer is going to be if you guys have been following me. So if you guys want to get in on the question and answer portion of part 3 next week, use the hashtag OTS89, all right? As for that, guys, let's get into the mailbag, start answering some questions, and end this week's Off the Script number 88. Alright, guys, welcome to the mailbag portion of Off the Script number 88 here on part 3. We're going to take some questions from Twitter, and we're going to start off with Francesco. He's on Twitter using the hashtag OTS88. He asks, JD, do you think that Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar would happen, and how would you book it? Also, I think Sami Zayn will be John Cena's opponent. Sami Zayn is a decent choice to fight John Cena at Hell in a Cell. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Sami Zayn will be saved for Kevin Owens, being that Triple H is high on Kevin Owens, and he pretty much was there as Kevin Owens destroyed Sami Zayn and put him on the shelf, and he was pretty much right in the thick of things with that feud going on down in NXT. I think that will kind of bleed into Monday Night Raw, and Sami Zayn is going to come back and seek revenge because it only makes sense storyline-wise. But as far as Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, I would love to see it. I don't know if WWE would ever do that right now, being that Daniel Bryan is very, very sensitive. He's actually still on the disabled list. They won't clear him. They won't clear him at all for in-ring WWE action. They might be saving him for something. They might be keeping it hush-hush. The last time we heard about Daniel Bryan is that he was going to seek a third opinion on his injury, and if he received word from a doctor that he's not able to get back in the ring, he was actually saying that he's just going to retire, and he's got several years on his WWE contract. But if WWE wanted to do Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, the opportune time would have been this past year. At the Royal Rumble, Daniel Bryan, instead of being eliminated in less than 5 minutes, they could have had Daniel Bryan win the Royal Rumble and then go on to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31 in San Francisco. The Beast versus the Best in the World, or you could have had David versus Goliath. That match would have sold. I think people would definitely love to see something like that. I think people would be invested in that. It's something that a lot of people right now wouldn't even think of happening, but if it did happen, I think a lot of people would get behind it and be interested in something like that. Bryan versus Lesnar, I would love to see it happen, but realistically, logically, would it happen? Will it happen? I just don't think so, being that Daniel Bryan getting in the ring with Brock Lesnar might not be the best career decision for the yes man, Daniel Bryan. This is from George Moore. He asks, who is your favorite wrestlers from each era of WWE? Well, if you're dating back to the times when I watched as a young child, I loved The Ultimate Warrior. I loved Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, Heel HBK. I loved Money Incorporated, IRS and Ted DiBiase. They are my favorite tag team of all time, being that I'm a huge Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man fan. My favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era, I loved Mick Foley, Mankind. I loved his alter ego, Dude Love. I loved Steve Austin. I loved, The Rock when he was there, and he was hilarious. Everybody in D-Generation X, the New Age Outlaws, X-Pac. You can't find guys better than that, man. It was just such an exciting time. I loved Val Venus. I thought Val Venus was a great fucking character. The Godfather. You name it, man. It was just so exciting, and it was just so out there, and it was funny, and it wasn't them trying to be funny. It was just, everybody was just so entertaining. They played their characters so well. From the Ruthless Aggression era, I'd probably take, you had Kurt Angle, you had fucking Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, you had fucking Brock Lesnar, those types of guys, and then, right now, the PG era. I loved Edge. I loved Edge back in the Ruthless Aggression era. I loved Edge, in any era, period. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens. I love Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Neville, Finn Balor. I love those types of guys, the smaller types of guys. So those are just some of the guys that I enjoy. Obviously, you can see I love the real wrestler, the guy who is small and knows how to fucking work in the ring. I don't like the big guy. I don't like the Batistas. I don't like the Big Shows, the Great Khalis, the Kanes. There's just something about those guys that I never, ever liked. I usually like guys more along the lines of Punk and Bryan and Balor and Neville and Sami Zayn. Those are the types of guys I really enjoy watching wrestle. And I hope that answered your question in depth, man. So thank you for participating in the Q&A right here on Off the Script. This is from Suplex City. Where did you come up with the name Off the Script? I held a poll back in the day when this show was simply called WWE News and Rumors. I thought that was very bland and very boring. One of you guys, I don't know if he's still watching. I forgot who it was. Pardon me about that. Excuse me about that. But one of my subscribers actually came up with Off the Script, and I'm like, you know what? That sounds fucking awesome. Off the Script has been the name of the show ever since, and we're coming up very soon on episode 100. I might start something, so I might start something for episode 90 that bleeds into episode 100. Maybe a small little segment on Off the Script. We'll discuss that. I think next week I'll bring something up to you guys. Let me see if you might like it. But that's how Off the Script came to be. One of my subscribers actually threw a name out there, and it just stuck with me, and it's been the name of the show ever since. Do you think the better storyline would be Ziggler to challenge and Breeze to interfere, or vice versa? I really don't know. I mean, Ziggler has a match at Hell in a Cell pre-show against Sheamus, Barrett, and Rusev. I don't see the point in having Ziggler wrestle twice. I really don't want to see a Ziggler Cena match again after we've seen a great match on Monday Night Raw. Maybe Breeze fights Cena and Ziggler to interfere. I don't know, man. But I would love to see Breeze on the pay-per-view. It could be anybody. It could be a surprise. It could be someone that is on the main roster right now. It could be a repeat performance from Big E or Ziggler or Xavier Woods. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know what WWE's got planned, but I would love to see someone out of the norm fight John Cena. But we don't know if John Cena is going to win the United States Championship match. We don't know if he's going to retain. A lot of people are reporting that Cena is advertised for the MSG Christmas show after the holidays, and he still has the United States Championship, and he's going to be battling Sheamus one-on-one. WWE could really keep the title on John Cena. I mean, Brock Lesnar, went months without defending the WWE Championship, so why not John Cena do the same thing with the United States title? Why would they have given the title back to him if they knew he was going to take 2 months off? Why did they have him beat Seth Rollins if WWE already knew that John Cena was going to be taking time off? Doesn't make any sense to me, but I would love to see something new. I'd love to see something fresh. as far as the U.S. Open Challenge goes at Hell in a Cell, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. It should be very interesting indeed. This is from Wrestling for All. Do you think WWE will ever again have Paul Heyman work with someone as another Paul Heyman guy, maybe for WrestleMania 32? No, simply because not everybody that works under Paul Heyman is going to receive the same type of treatment. You know, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, they're like fucking spaghetti and meatballs, man. They just go so well with each other. You know, Cesaro didn't work out, and WWE fucked that up. Really, WWE fucked that up. I would have never broken Cesaro away from Jack Swagger. Never. I would have never broken him away. That team, the Real Americans, they were starting to gain traction with the fans. The ovation and the reception that they got, the reaction everywhere that they got was fucking organic. People were genuinely behind these guys. And WWE, in their fucking sick and twisted mind, they wanted to break Cesaro away from Jack Swagger for whatever reason. That left Jack Swagger in the middle of fucking nowhere, which he eventually became irrelevant again. You know, it gave Swagger something to do with Cesaro, and they put Cesaro in a forced situation with Paul Heyman to try and get him over. They thought, listen, Cesaro was getting over here in the tag team with Jack Swagger. Why not see if we can build upon that, put him with Paul Heyman? But he was a face. He was getting face reactions. And then you put him with a heel manager. All that just went right down the fucking drain, man. They fucked everything up. They fucked Cesaro up. They fucked Jack Swagger up. They wasted Paul Heyman's time. I don't know why they ever broke the Real Americans up, man. I just don't get it. Still to this very day, I don't get why they broke them up. Keep them together for at least a little bit. Give them a few reigns with the fucking titles. Let them get over. And then you can do the breakaway angle where Cesaro just breaks away and becomes a face on his own. He would have had all that organic fucking, fan reaction to him. People would have genuinely been behind him. But WWE fucked it up because they want you to cheer for who they want. If it happens organically, WWE doesn't like that because they lose control over everything. And that just sucks. And that really fucked everybody involved. And like I said, I just don't understand it. But Paul Heyman, I don't see him working with anybody right now besides Brock Lesnar. Okay, so that's an excellent question. This is from David Wells. Do you think Tyler Breeze would beat John Cena to win the U.S. Championship at Hell in a Cell tomorrow night? I think, I'm very 50-50 on this. I would love to see championship gold around Tyler Breeze's waist. But again, it's very hard to believe that WWE would give John Cena the United States Championship after they already knew he was set to take time off. So I really don't know what's going to happen. We still don't have a set opponent for John Cena. There's multiple names being tossed out there. If it's Tyler Breeze, if it's Sami Zayn, a Daniel Bryan, a Big E, a Cesaro, who knows, man? It could be anybody. But the fact that it's unlisted right now, and the fact that John Cena doesn't have an opponent, I'm hoping WWE has some type of surprise waiting for us on Sunday night. But it's 50-50 right now. It could go either way. I really don't know, but I would love to see Tyler Breeze challenge and win the United States Championship. And for those goons out there saying that Tyler Breeze is a scrub, he's an NXT waste, obviously you haven't been watching NXT. Obviously you don't know what this man is capable of in the ring, so you should really brush up on your fucking skills of the WWE product or your knowledge of the WWE product before you come onto my videos and put down Tyler Breeze, who's probably one of the best in-ring workers the entire company fucking has. So if you say Tyler Breeze sucks, obviously you know jack fucking shit about the WWE product, and I don't even fucking answer to those types of people because you are blatantly a fucking retard. That's all I gotta say about that. Horse60, what's up, bro? He asks, JD, could you please elaborate on the death of NXT talent when they come to the main roster? Hashtag Bo Dallas, hashtag Neville, etc., etc. All WWE and Kevin Dunn, man. Whether it's Neville, who's small in stature, whether it's Bo Dallas, who people, have thrown out there is, out of shape and overweight, and he is. I mean, he can tighten up around his waist. He can, be a little bit more buff. But it all comes down to Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn. Triple H, he could love you. He could love you. And most of the time, if Triple H is behind a guy, things are going to work in his favor because Triple H has a lot of pull. Triple H is overseeing NXT. It's his baby. If he comes to the main, if anybody comes to the main roster, whether it's Owens, Zayn, Neville, Dallas, Breeze, the Ascension. Obviously we're all looking for them to get a major push. Now, I don't know why Bo Dallas, Adrian Neville, I don't know why the Ascension are being wasted away. Charlotte right now being wasted away, Sasha Banks being wasted away, Becky Lynch being wasted away. These are all individuals that we watched down in NXT for years grow and mature, and we couldn't wait for the day for them to make the main roster. And now that they're on the main roster, if you're not liked by the higher ups in the company, you're not going to be pushed. It's a completely different atmosphere. Monday Night Raw is a huge political fucking, it's all bullshit. It's all political. It's fucking garbage. Meanwhile, in NXT, it's more laid back and down to earth, and fucking everybody is there for the sole reason of putting on a great show. Everybody seems like they're equal. On Monday Night Raw, you're not equal, man. If you're not John Cena, if you're not a Randy Orton, if you're not a Big Show, etc., they don't even want to fucking look at you. So I don't know if it's some type of grace period. I don't know if it's some type of, whatever, man. You come up to the main roster and you got to fucking earn your dues. I don't know what it is, but, I just don't know. I really don't know. The death, it really is death, and this is what I'm afraid of with Tyler Breeze. This is what I'm afraid of with Finn Balor. This is what I'm afraid of with, Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Nobody, I don't even think the guys, I don't even think Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon watch NXT. If you're in the company and you're for the good of the company, you should be in all facets. You should be watching everything the company does. So I don't get why these guys would come up to the main roster and just be wasted away. Maybe it's because they don't watch the product down on NXT. Maybe they don't fit a certain look that these guys are looking for. I don't know, man. I really don't know. But all I could tell you is if anybody with a brain is working on Monday Night Raw and the main roster, you would see the talent that they got down at NXT, and it's some of the best talent in the wrestling business, period. So WWE is set for the future, but, WWE, logically and realistically, WWE is ruining WWE, They're not utilizing these guys to the best of their ability. It's like they don't know what they have. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know. The death of these guys when they come to the main roster, it definitely is apparent. But I'm hoping Triple H kind of steps in there and says, listen, we built these guys up down in NXT. There's no reason why they should be wasting away on Monday Night Raw. This is from Hassan. What is your favorite feud that made sense in the modern era? Easy fucking answer to this question, bro. John Cena versus CM Punk, when CM Punk threw the pipe bomb down in Las Vegas, and then he fought John Cena at Money in the Bank and fucking took the title on the last day of his contract for WWE. It was fucking great. It had real life urgency to it. It had real life elements to it, and that's the best that WWE has had to offer in the modern era. I love it, and nothing else since has topped that moment in modern day WWE. When do you think Wade Barrett will get his big moment? WWE and Barrett have said that they have a big, that he's had a big moment, or that they owe him a big moment in the past. Well, Wade Barrett right now, I don't see him doing anything as a singles wrestler. I've mentioned that him and Sheamus, I don't even know why Sheamus is carrying around that Money in the Bank. I'd take it off of him. I'd have him cash in, lose it, put him in a tag team with Wade Barrett. I think those two guys could make a very, very good team, a big threat to the tag team division if they wanted to team up. It would give something. It would give something to Wade Barrett and Sheamus, both of them, something new and refreshing to do. Branch out from being a singles guy and get into the tag team division and succeed there, where they weren't able to succeed as tag team wrestling, where they were able to succeed as tag team, I should say, where they couldn't as singles guys. So I would love to see Wade Barrett get his big moment in the tag team division. It's been discussed, and I think Sheamus would be a great tag team partner for Wade Barrett. This is from Aaron. Do you think they should eliminate gimmick pay-per-views altogether, or is it okay to keep a few if they're done right? Get rid of them all, revamp the entire pay-per-view calendar. Hell in a Cell, TLC, Money in the Bank, gotta get rid of them all, man. I just don't enjoy it anymore. It was good in its inception. I just don't care about it. Money in the Bank should be on WrestleMania. Get rid of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, or keep that as a pre-show for WrestleMania. Get rid of Hell in a Cell. Give us Halloween Havoc in October. Get rid of TLC. Give us Starrcade in December. As far as Elimination Chamber goes, the Elimination Chamber is the only gimmick pay-per-view that I enjoy, because there could be a reason behind it. There could be a reason to use it every February. But WWE apparently loves these gimmick pay-per-views. I would just get rid of them all, man. They just have lost their entire luster. They've lost their importance, and it's time to just get rid of them and eliminate them all. This is from Lace Up. If The Undertaker retires, do you think he is going to have a big farewell party like Ric Flair or a short speech like Shawn Michaels? It's going to be tough to say. All I know is The Undertaker says he's got a couple more years left in the tank, and I would love to see him remain on the WWE roster. I'm not even thinking about his retirement right now. I would love to see one more reign from The Undertaker as WWE Champion, but I think it would be a big farewell like Ric Flair. The Undertaker is one of the most, if not the most, iconic superstars in WWE history. He deserves to have the biggest farewell out of everybody for what he has done for this company, man. He's been through it all. He's been a leader in the locker room, and I would love to see him get the big farewell that he rightfully deserves. This is from Spidey Does It on Twitter. When do you see Sheamus cashing in his Money in the Bank? I don't even fucking care at this moment, man. I hope he cashes in, and I hope he loses it, because Sheamus should not even be carrying around that briefcase to begin with. This is from Paradox. You said Rollins is going to lose against Lesnar at WrestleMania. Then when you think Sheamus is going to cash in his Money in the Bank? I never said Sheamus was going to cash in his Money in the Bank. I said that Sheamus has a high probability or a possibility of cashing in his Money in the Bank at Hell in a Cell. I never said Sheamus was going to walk out of Hell in a Cell as WWE Champion. Stop misconstruing and mishandling what I said, man. You're mixing up what I said. I said Rollins is going to beat Kane. He's going to walk out of Hell in a Cell as the WWE Champion, and he's going to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Lesnar's going to win a shot at WrestleMania by winning the Royal Rumble, and Lesnar's going to get his title back at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. It just makes sense. That's what I said. This is from Jonathan Brown. What was your reaction to the spoiler for Tyler Breeze on SmackDown? I really didn't care, but when I watched it, I enjoyed it. I think Tyler Breeze is going to do great on the main roster if WWE gives him some type of push and doesn't waste him away like they did Neville and the Ascension. I think Tyler Breeze is going to be great on the main roster. I mean, he's got it all. He's got the look. He's got the character. He plays it well. He's got decent mic skills, and he's got amazing in-ring skills. All that equals up to possible championship gold around his waist, and I can't wait to see him progress on Monday Night Raw. This is from Obama's Lost Son on Twitter. Would you ever lead a boycott Raw movement if Raw ever became too atrocious even for your tolerance? I don't know what good a boycott Raw movement would do if I was leading it, man. I'm just a voice on here just like everybody else. I give you my thoughts and my opinions. There's not much I can do, but I can certainly try and give you guys, the right opinion and a fair opinion every time I come on here. Raw's been awful to begin with. I don't know what type of boycott movement would happen. WWE's going to do what they want. Vince McMahon's in charge. If he thinks it's going to work out on television, he's going to do what he wants, man. He's in charge. All we can do is just sit back and watch the fucking sink. The ship continue to sink. That's all we can do. And if it sinks too low, obviously changes are going to be made because Vince, USA Network, and everybody else are going to be in a whole heap of fucking trouble. All right. This is from Double Lorded on Twitter. Were you shocked last week on NXT when Apollo Crews won the Battle Royal, and why do you think the crowd turned on Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe turned heel. For you guys, if you didn't read the spoilers, I'm sorry, I just spoiled it. Samoa Joe turned heel. Apollo Crews, it's not really all that big of a deal. Kevin Owens came into NXT, and, he was given the rocket pack to the fucking top. He was given the NXT title in 2 months. I don't think Apollo Crews is going to win the NXT title from Finn Balor. I think that is reserved for Samoa Joe. But, WWE's playing off typical, wrestling the way it should be. You got a great face in Finn Balor, and you got a great heel in Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is so talented, he could play a face, a heel, and do it right, and do it perfectly. Apollo Crews winning the Battle Royal really doesn't bother me. I think the match that they're going to have in a few weeks is going to be fucking off the charts. Can't wait to watch it. But I would rather see Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT title, which I think is going to happen. Somewhere along the line, there's going to be an interference. I think Finn Balor is going to win by DQ. We might get a fatal 4-way at the NXT TakeOver event in London. We may see Crews, Balor, Samoa Joe, and a Tyler Breeze. We may see Hideo Itami come back and get what he rightfully deserves as a shot at the NXT title. We don't know, man. There's a lot of moving pieces in NXT, and that's great because every one of these guys I can see on the main roster and succeeding very highly. But I can't wait to see what Apollo Crews and Finn Balor do on NXT television. Do you think Hideo Itami could win the U.S. title at Hell in a Cell? No, absolutely not. Hideo Itami's got business down at NXT, and that business is getting the NXT title. This is from Golden Panther. Which feud do you prefer, Sasha Banks versus Bayley or John Cena versus Kevin Owens? That's a tough one, but I would have to go with Sasha Banks versus Bayley. I was more invested in their feud than I was John Cena and Kevin Owens. This is from Dawson. Actually, you know what, Dawson, you actually had one question already. I'm only going to answer one. That was the Hideo Itami winning the U.S. title at Hell in a Cell. One question per tweet, guys, okay? David, this is from David on Twitter. If Shane O'Mac was to come back and take his dad's place, what do you think would happen to the WWE? I think Shane O'Mac would do a much better job than Vince McMahon. This is from Mario. How would you book Carlito as the next big Latin star upon his return and a possible world title run? I really don't know, man. I'm not really thinking about Carlito. I was never the big Carlito fan. I would have to see Carlito in his current shape right now coming back to the WWE, but I would love to see him as I would love to see anybody come back to the WWE. He had an unfair run in WWE the first time. He was very lazy. He was not motivated. He was not dedicated to what he was doing. And right now, I sense and I am reading that he has pretty much turned over a new leaf. You know, one of the main reasons why he would want to come back to the WWE is to prove everybody wrong the first time around. So if that's going to make him better for it and it's going to enhance the product, I'm all for Carlito coming back to the WWE. But for a possible world title run, I don't think WWE sees Carlito as that type of star yet. I would have to see how he works in modern day WWE. This is from Frank Smith. Do you see WWE using Cena's temp absence positively to push someone, or will the ratings sink further? Has WWE ever pushed anybody new? Has WWE ever gotten behind anybody new when John Cena was away? They might do it for a week or two, but it's never going to fucking last until John Cena comes back. Then they're going to put all that again on John Cena, and the ratings, while Cena's away, will sink further, and that will give WWE all the reason to bring John Cena back and probably put him in a world title feud because they think people want to see John Cena. WWE will never get it through their skulls that they have to develop new talent, and with Cena's absence, I don't see anything changing whatsoever. This is from Stuart. What's the best, worst pay-per-view I have been to? I've never been to a pay-per-view, and the only pay-per-view I would want to go to is either Royal Rumble, because that's my favorite match in WWE, a WrestleMania, or a SummerSlam if it's in Brooklyn. Like I could have went this year. I might try and go next year. Can't make any promises, but those are the only pay-per-views I would love to go see. And finally, guys, this is from Pipe Bomb. Who do you see WWE booking Roman Reigns to beat? Or let me rephrase that. Do you see WWE booking Roman Reigns to beat John Cena in the near future? I don't even want to think about it, man. I don't even want to think about Roman Reigns and John Cena. They'll probably put on a good match, but I don't think Roman Reigns is anywhere ready to being the next guy to take John Cena's throne. That is Off the Script, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for the news and rumors section and then participating in the Q&A. If you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up. Remember, Hell in a Cell this Sunday, all right, tonight, live on the WWE Network. As soon as that show goes off the air, I'll be reviewing the show in depth right here on my channel. Make sure you tune into that. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206 if you guys want to tweet along with me during the show. Please support the show. If you want to donate, link is down below for my PayPal. If you want to go support the show in another way, buy one of these fucking t-shirts, man. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is, man. Off the fucking Script. $19.99. That's ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off the Script. WrestleRumble.com if you guys want to win some money tonight during the pay-per-view. WrestleRumble.com. You got till at least 7:30 tonight to get your picks in for the Hell in a Cell Pick'em. WrestleRumble.com. Buy an entry form. Answer the questions that they're going to give you, and you can win cash money during tonight's pay-per-view. And WrestleCrate, guys, the #1 subscription service you guys can get delivered to your front door. If you're a fan of professional wrestling, if you know someone who's a fan of professional wrestling, it's great for all occasions, great for gifts, great for yourself if you want to treat yourself. That's WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Use the code at checkout on their website. JD sent me for an instant 10% off your first crate, man. This is Off the Script. I'll see you guys back right here for Hell in a Cell Monday Night Raw review on Monday, and then I'll be back right here with Off the Script number 89. Remember, if you guys want to get on the Q&A, hashtag OTS89. Until then, guys, it's going to be a big week. Thank you for watching. This is JD, and I'll talk to you guys all very soon.